Okay, everybody, we're about to get started. My name is Christy Thompson, and I am the Sales and Marketing Director at BIS. Unfortunately, Philip was unable to host today, so I will be stepping in his place. Today, we're going to talk about how to totally rock Instagram and get it more engagement. And we have Stephanie. She is our social media manager, and she specializes in providing engaging content and successful social media campaigns to businesses along the Gulf Coast. She's also worked in the marketing industry for the past 5 years. She has 30 plus monthly social media clients on the Gulf Coast, and she studied marketing and communications at the University of South Alabama. So, Stephanie?
Sorry about that. Phone was on mute. I'm here.
Happens to us all. So, just to kind of get started, one of the biggest questions that I know I get and Stephanie gets all of the time is our business a good fit for Instagram? So, Stephanie, who is a good fit for Instagram?
Um, B2C clients in general, if you're selling online, if you're selling to customers online, you definitely need to be on Instagram. But other than that, if you have any type of image-based business, if you have, photos that make for great photo. I mean, you have a business that makes for great photos. Let's say a florist. You're not necessarily buying flowers online, maybe, but you get great. That's how you're selling is the photos from your florist. So if florist and wedding venues, all kinds of things like that. Even if you're not an e-commerce website, you need to be on Instagram because people are being sold to by the images and how, basically how pretty you make your business online.
See, I was just going to ask you about event management. I feel like event companies out there, while you can't go and buy it online and it's a service, you think posting pictures of the events that they've done, even for like corporations and for weddings and baby showers and everything like that, you think that's beneficial?
Oh yes, definitely. It's a way of getting your work out there for potential customers to see, and otherwise they would not have been seeing. If they're not seeing it on social media and they're not coming directly to your website, or they're not being led to your website in any other way, then this is how they're seeing you, and they're seeing it. It's a great way to get in front of people because they're not directly feeling like they're being sold to. They're simply scrolling through a news feed or scrolling through their phone, and they're coming across basically an ad from you, but it's just showing photos from an event or new products that you've gotten in or new inventory, whatever it may be. It's coming up in front of them in a social way more so than feeling like they're being sold to.
Yes, I totally get it. And here's another one that we've kind of had just the other day. Someone was asking about this. Governments, cities, City of Fairhope, City of Spanish Fort, visit the Gulf Coast. Those are definitely businesses that and organizations that should be on Instagram, wouldn't you think, to kind of bring tourists in?
Definitely. And one of the best ones that does such a great job on Instagram lately is the City of Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. Their tourism department actually has a huge following, over 32,000 people on Instagram. And what they're doing every single day, they're either reposting from their people who have visited and they've tagged them with a certain hashtag, or they've tagged the actual page. But they also take photos from different events like Hangout Fest that was last weekend, or just a dad and a son fishing off the beach or something like that. And it gets a lot of engagement because people, again, they're not feeling like they're being sold to that way, but it does stick in their mind as, what, next time I go on vacation, I'd really like to go to Orange Beach, or hey, let's book a condo in Gulf Shores. So it's getting a lot of publicity and a lot of new customers to those businesses in the area.
Absolutely. And one of the next questions we get is, how do you set up your Instagram? Is it different from a personal Instagram page? Is there a business page? So, Stephanie?
Um, Well, the big thing is on here is you have to set it up as a regular Instagram, as if it was a personal Instagram to start with. And then what you want to do is you go in and you're going to change it over to a business profile, which is huge. A lot of businesses don't realize that they need to actually make that switch once they create the Instagram. But what you're going to do is you will start your Instagram page. Just go ahead and download the app. You get in there. That's the big difference in Instagram from every other social media outlet is you do have to have that app on your phone. So a smartphone is needed. But you get in there, you're going to create an Instagram account. Once you get kind of your basics in there, you'll see on the screen right here, you're going to create, you already have a Facebook page for your business, more than likely. So what you're going to do is you're going to connect it with that Facebook, which makes it great because everything you post to Instagram automatically can go to Facebook and vice versa. But put in your basic info, create your page, and then once you get the basics created, then what you're going to do at that point, you'll see here kind of some details on how to get to your settings, account, how to do it on an Android and an iPhone, according to what type of phone you have. There's some details on that. But then after that, once you get that set up, you are going to go in and you'll see we've got the business profile right here. This is the big thing right here, because a lot of businesses, the owners will create a personal profile and they don't realize there's any difference. So there's a huge difference because you can create ads and you can actually tell the world what type of business you are, and people can find you by your website that way too. So definitely go down once you create that Instagram profile, then you're going to switch over to the business profile. Once you switch to business, this is very important because you just really want to make sure your page is pretty. Like I'm always telling everybody, it's all about visuals on Instagram. So you're going to make sure your logo is clear. If you put a photo up there instead of a logo, make sure it matches your business branding. It's not something random. Don't put a selfie. Don't put something that doesn't have anything to do with your business. Go in there and make sure it looks professional. And then you're going to go in and you're going to plug in your website, and you're going to plug in any hashtags that your business has created, which we'll go over a little bit more of that and further on in the presentation. But it's important to basically this bio right here is telling everyone about your business within one glance. So anything you want people to know about your business, put in that bio right there. And it's going to show how many followers you have, how many people you're following. It's also important, this is something else I tell customers, go in and follow other local businesses. This is all about being social. You don't want to go in and not look like you're supporting other businesses or supporting your community. Go in and find, other businesses around you. Like Christy mentioned, the cities, most cities have their own pages these days. You want to go in and, get the surrounding cities that people are coming from to shop with you as well.
And Stephanie, is it still the case where you need to put links in bios? And so when you make a post, you say, see link in bio because it's the only clickable link?
Yes, you cannot click in a caption on Instagram. So it's not like Facebook where someone, you can attach a link and they can click directly. If you put a photo up on Instagram and you put the link in the caption, it's not going to be clickable. It's not a blue link like you see everywhere else. So the reason people put link in bio in your caption is so people know, okay, if I need to find this, all I have to do is click on that business page and all of my information is right there in that bio.
Gotcha. Okay. And then you said going ahead, and are you able to invite contacts from your Facebook into your Instagram? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes, you can once you link everything, which whenever you first create that Instagram profile and you switch to the business profile, it's going to ask you if you want to link and you want to invite your Facebook followers or your actual personal friends on Facebook. And I would always suggest go and do that. If they have an Instagram, just let them know that you have an Instagram now, and let them know, it gives them a basic link that they can go and follow directly.
And will that go to their Facebook that they get the link from, their email? Do you know how that works?
It's actually going to go, if you have your Instagram linked with your Facebook and you go and invite people to follow you, then it's going to give you a link to your Instagram page. So if you're doing it from your Instagram app, but you're saying click invite Facebook friends, what it's doing is sending out a notification to your Facebook followers to follow you on Instagram.
Okay, yeah.
Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same people now, so they make it all very user friendly as far as switching back and forth from the two different social channels.
Gotcha. And then for step 7, the backdating of pictures, so you don't have a blank
This
account.
is actually this is actually really cool, because now businesses, let's say you've been open for 10 years and you get on Instagram and you create a profile, you don't want to look like you're a brand new business that hasn't, you're just now opening your doors and no one's ever been in there before. So what you can do, get your business profile set up, and then you go in and you can post photos from however long ago you want it to be. And the directions on this is actually, I'll kind of give you a little, kind of the basics of it. What you're going to do is you'll go in, you'll post a photo as usual, and then you're going to click next to publish. It's going to give you the option to backdate. So when you select the month and the date, so basically the month, let's say you want to do May 24th, 2017. You'll go in and click that date, and then you'll hit, from there, you're going to select backdate. And what that does is it puts it on your profile, but it puts it back to where it needs to be in the line of your photos, basically. So if you're starting a brand new profile, then it's going to show, if someone clicks on that, it's going to show them what that actual date was. And let's say you have a profile right now, but you want to post some photos from a year ago, but you want them to show up in a year ago on your profile. So that's what you can do. You can get in there and backdate them. And then those photos are actually going to go back and look in your profile as if it was from a year ago rather than just posted today.
Perfect. And how many would you say people need to upload so it doesn't look like a new business?
I would always suggest doing 9 to 12 photos to start out with. You don't want to overload it to start with, because if you don't have any followers, you are starting a new profile. But the way the app works on the phone, whenever you pull it up on your phone screen, if you pull up a new business profile, you'll see automatically the first 6 photos, and you don't want any of those to be empty. So I would always go in and at least put 6. I would suggest probably doing 9 to 12, because they show up in threes on Instagram. So just make sure you have, at least I would say half a dozen photos on there to start with.
Awesome. Okay. And so what about good or bad posts? There's so many people out there, and I guess it's similar to a Facebook post, and, the bad ones don't get much engagement. So what do you suggest?
It's really all about lighting, and I mean they kind of make jokes about how your angles are and things like that. This is if anyone doesn't know, you may not know who this guy is. This is Scott Disick from Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and he's known for doing very goofy photos for ads, because companies just pay him a crazy amount of money just to even mention something in a photo. But you'll notice in this photo, there is nothing about this image that's going to sell this to you. He's not making it look like it tastes great, or it's done anything to make him gain or lose weight. Whatever it's supposed to be doing, you don't really have much information on it. And then you'll see that bad text over there, his caption, "Here you go at 4 p.m. right below." And then, he's just very generic with it. It's almost like he went and copied and pasted some email that the company actually sent him, and then he posted this to his Instagram, which is just not very good marketing for the company that hired him.
And then what about this one here?
This one grabs your attention. If this is coming through your news feed, everything, all the colors, work out, along with the fact that everything in that looks delicious. So
Yes.
you really just, and also too, if you're posting this, let's say today, and it is almost 90 degrees in May, here right now, that makes you want to go to Starbucks and get a Frappuccino, right now. So, and you'll also see their text over here. They're playing on words because, the big saying is do it for the gram, which is for Instagram. And so they're kind of throwing it in there because it's a s'mores drink and they've got actual graham crackers in there. So they're kind of doing a play on that caption, playing on words.
And what about the emojis? Do you think emojis get good responses in the text?
I'm a big fan of emojis, but only not to an excessive amount. A lot of people think the more emojis, the better, but that's simply not true. If it goes with your image or it kind of makes your caption a little bit more funny or makes it stand out a little bit more, put it in there, but don't put 20 emojis. I would even say don't go more than 2 or 3 just because it's taking up room in their timeline. But this one right here just kind of stands out. I like it, so it's a good one.
Yeah, and so I know the other day when we were talking, you had mentioned how important it is to have a popular photo so that way it gets seen more. Can you kind of delve into that a little deeper?
Yeah, the photos on any social channel nowadays, but especially Instagram, everything's about engagement. So if you can learn how to make sure your photos are popular and they look good and they are appealing, and you're getting the likes and the comments and the reshares, engagement is what is making you be seen by more people because they are social outlets. And especially with Instagram, what they're doing with their algorithms, they're keeping up with how many people like your photo. So let's say, you have 21 likes on one photo and you only have 3 on your photo from yesterday. That one with 21 likes is going to get seen by more people in the timeline that follows you just simply by the fact that more people liked it. It's basically cool by association, as they say. Like this photo was popular to 21 people, so that means we're going to show it to 40 more people because those 20 people obviously already liked it. So just kind of keep that in mind. You don't have to have a ton of likes on every single photo, but if you have a couple of really, really good images on Instagram and they're getting some traction and you're getting some engagement from it, then you're going to get more followers and you're going to get a lot more interest for your business because it's just simply good marketing and it's a good way to draw people to your business.
Absolutely. Okay, and how do you create an attractive photo? Because as you were saying, lighting seems to be so key. I mean, when I read blogs nowadays, they're all about lighting on Instagram and lighting on your pictures and setting up your picture just right.
Yeah, it's an art lately. I mean, it really is. There are countless amounts of actual apps that you can download just to help you with your Instagram photos. If you take a photo and it may be cloudy outside, you can upload it to a photo app. Afterlight Adobe is actually one of my favorites, and it's a free app, but you can get in there and you can upload your photo into there and make it a little more sunny. It looks a little brighter. If you have whites and black colors in your photos, you can bring out those colors a little bit more. Basically, what you're trying to do is you're trying to grab people's attention. And like this photo you see where, they've got the bluish tint on the lens. Now, that may not be necessarily realistic in real life, but it's grabbing your attention if you're scrolling through a news feed. So any little kind of enhancements that you can do like that to a photo to grab someone's attention, it is basically what you're trying to do. So that's the key is to an attractive photo is coloring, lighting, making sure that if you're taking photos of people, you're getting the right angles. You don't want everyone's back or everyone's, not turned around looking at you. You want, get some people smiling at you, or if you're not taking photos of people, whatever it is you're taking photos of, make sure you have a good angle of it.
So blurry photos are just kind of out the door on that one. So it's extremely important. Rule of thirds, I've heard that one a couple of times, the rule of thirds for the pictures. And, I've seen on Instagram people uploading these blurry photos, these out of focus photos, these poor resolution photos. And for me, I skip right over it. What about you, Stephanie?
Oh yeah, for sure. If it's not offering any type of information and it's not grabbing your attention, then you're going to keep scrolling. There's no reason to stop what you're doing and figure out what that photo is about.
Absolutely. So, how to increase engagement? I know that's a huge thing for businesses. They don't want to just go through all this work for Instagram. They want to see sales and likes and tagging. So, what do you recommend?
I am a huge, huge fan of getting more as social as you possibly can on Instagram. I mentioned earlier going in and following all of your other local businesses, your city pages, things like that. But also, as we just said, you're using high quality images. So when people do get on your profile and look, they know that if they follow your page, they're not getting blurry photos every day. They're not having to, sift through a bunch of stuff that they don't necessarily want to look at. You want to make sure your profile is pretty, and then post your customers' pictures. This is a huge thing. This is how you're getting a relationship started with people. If someone, especially, let's say you sell clothing or you sell food or you're a specialty, florist shop or something like that, if someone takes the time to get on social media and post a photo and then tag you in it, you want to repost that. Repost it, thank them for sharing it, and then kind of give maybe the other customers a little background on this person. People love to hear a little behind the scenes, or, hey, we did it. Let's say you're an event company and we did a wedding for this couple last weekend, and look at their photos that they posted to their own personal Instagram, and they tagged us in it, and we really do appreciate that. Thank you. And then mention their names, and then I guarantee you'll get a lot more engagement out of that than if it's just some photo you took inside your actual business.
So, do you have to ask permission, or is simply like tagging it giving you the go ahead?
Yeah, giving you the go ahead for sure if they've put your business in it at all. And also another good thing is if you see that someone, let's say you have a business in Fairhope, Alabama, and someone posts a photo and then all they did is they just tagged Fairhope, Alabama. If you get in there and simply ask them on their caption, hi, we love this photo of our business, would you mind if we share? Most people are always going to say yes, but that gives you permission to reshare if they haven't already tagged your business. But either way, it's a good way to get new relationships started because you're talking to that person directly through social media.
Absolutely.
Running contests is a very big one. We'll get a little bit further into that later on in the presentation, but tell a story. Storytelling on social media, especially for Instagram, this is a huge way to get engagement and to get new customers because everybody loves details these days. So you have a good photo and you know the details behind that photo. Like I just said, you did a wedding for a couple and hey, they just left on their honeymoon today to Jamaica. We wish them the best. That is telling a story of your business and what type of business you have without having to get any type of sales in there whatsoever. You're just simply telling a story about someone you did business with, and then you're just letting it go scroll through your news feed and people are seeing it. So you'll be surprised at how quickly that will drive more engagement to your profile. Like I just said, the don't be salesy part, that just it will turn people off. That you're going to have some posts that are salesy, but you don't want to be a car salesman in all of your posts with, all caps and please visit our website, or link in bio, go see what our special is today. Like I said, there's a way to tell a story to people about your business so that they trust you and they're interested in you, and therefore they buy from you rather than having to feel like you're chasing these people around every day. And then, direct followers to your bio, like we were just saying, you're going to say link in bio, or even if you did that, even sometimes that may sound too salesy. You could get in there and just say more details in our bio, visit our profile for, our latest information, things like that. There's always ways to say things so that you don't come across too salesy. And videos are really number one these days as far as getting engagement. People will stop. Also, too, keep this in mind with Instagram. The longer someone stops on your post, let's say they're scrolling down their phone on their news feed, and they stop to look at your photo. What has just started in the last year with Instagram, the longer people stop on your post, they are keeping track of that in the algorithms and whether or not other people are seeing as much of it. So let's say you have just even a 10-second video, 10 to 15-second video. People are stopping on your post for 15 seconds to watch that video. That's getting you more engagement just without even if they don't click on it, because they simply stop to watch it. And Instagram keeps track of that algorithm that, hey, there's been 45 people stopped and watched this for 15 seconds. So we're going to show this to 150 more people, basically. So it's a good way to get new engagement.
Absolutely. Okay, and so how about videos? Do they get more engagement than photos, or what's going on with those?
Well, yeah, that's what I was just saying. If you have a 15-second video and you can cause someone to stop and they watch your video for that 15 seconds rather than if it's just an image and they keep scrolling, if you can keep them on your post for that full 15 seconds with a video, you'll get more engagement just organically without even having to pay for an ad, because Instagram picks it up as a popular post.
Gotcha. So video may be some of the way to go every once in a while.
Definitely.
Yeah. So moving on to the contest, I know I've just seen so much great success from you with contests in the past. So what's your blueprint for a successful contest?
Again, you need a really good photo, have something to do with the actual giveaway, but you'll see both of these photos, one's outdoors, one's very colorful. It's going to grab your attention when you're scrolling. But the biggest thing here is you want to let people know it's a giveaway without looking like you're trying to be too salesy. So you can put giveaway in the photo, or you can put it in all caps down in the bottom. But Instagram's real big on, you need to make sure that you put your directions for that giveaway in your caption. So just keep that in mind. Also, I was going over, me and you, Christy, before we started the webinar, some of the kind of latest giveaways that pick up a lot of attention, and loop giveaways and are a big way. Let's say you have 3 or 4 other businesses and everyone wants to chip in for one big gift basket, or whatever it may be that you're giving away, a big gift certificate. Then basically the key here is, okay, people, in your caption, you're going to say, we have a giveaway and we're giving away this basket, which is worth $150, and here's what it contains. And in order to be entered to win this, you have to follow all 5 of these accounts, and you tag them all in your caption. Everyone has to go in and they have to follow all 5 of your accounts. So you would be absolutely amazed at how many people will go in and read or follow accounts due to this. Now, you may look at this and think, well, these people just want the free giveaway. Well, yes, but also too, now they're following you. So for in the future, everything that you're posting, these people are now seeing. So now you have a new potential customer, and they didn't necessarily even win the contest. So I've had people in the past who picked up 200, 300, even 500 new followers just from doing a loop giveaway. So these are huge for businesses, especially if you're doing something like a boutique or an event studio, photography. A lot of photographers do these loop giveaways. These things are great ideas.
And I can just kind of speak on my experience. I moved to Charlotte a few years ago, and one of the things that I didn't know a lot of the businesses or restaurants or, anything like that out there. And a lot of them in Charlotte were doing giveaways on all of their Instagram accounts. And it got my attention. I'd enter the giveaway, but then I'd find myself going to that restaurant the next week or sometime in the next month, or I'd find myself stopping into the store because I saw their giveaway. So I really do see these working, not even just for getting engagement, but for making people stop, look at your business, see what you've got, enter it, and then if they don't win, they still want to go to your restaurant. So I that was one of my biggest ways to find new restaurants and new clothing boutiques and different things like that. New activities was another big one. So I definitely see
For
that
sure.
working. Okay, and contest rules. These are a little different than Facebook's, right?
Yes. Fa- Facebook has gotten like really, really strict on their contest rules. Mainly, I think they've just gotten so much spam over Facebook over the years. But Instagram is actually still fairly lenient as far as contest rules go. But also, basically they just want you to mention that Instagram is not sponsoring or endorsing, administering this contest. You've got to let them know what are also the contest dates. You got to keep this in mind too. If you're doing a giveaway and you don't want to, you got to let people know what time zone. It's in contest dates with a time zone. So if you are in a central standard time, then you need to put that in your post, because someone in California is going to think that 10 a.m. their time is definitely not 10 a.m. our time, obviously. So companies hosting the contest, like I just said, if you have more than one company in this contest, you want to make sure you're tagging all of them in that post for marketing reasons, but also just simply so that for legal reasons, everyone knows who's involved. The participation restrictions, if you have any type of, if you go in there and you want to say if you've won a contest in the last month, you're not eligible to win this one, or whatever. If you're an employee or a family member of an employee, something like that, you want to make sure you put that in the caption. How and when the winner will be chosen. This is huge because a lot of people are skeptical anyway when they see a big giveaway like this, and they think, oh, they've probably already chosen the person, or they're going to pick somebody that they know personally, or an actual customer that comes into their shop a lot, or whatever. Let them know and give them a little more trust on, okay, at 10 a.m. on Thursday morning, we are going to choose either at random, we're going to put everybody's name in a hat and we're going to pick it, or we're going to use an app. There are so many apps, and a lot of businesses use them now. You go in and it'll automatically pull that post from your Instagram, and everyone who entered, it will automatically pull them out of there, which is interesting. But you kind of just want to give people an idea of how you're going to choose the person so that they have a little more faith in the fact that they have a chance to win. And then details about the winner announcement and claiming a prize. You want to make sure that once you post that you're doing this giveaway, and let's say you run it for a whole week or 2 weeks later, make sure all these people have come to follow you and they want to see who's going to win it and whether they won it. Make sure you post about it. Even if you did a giveaway and you already gave it away to the person, that morning, you want to make sure you posted a photo of the person with whatever they won, or even if it's not of the person who won, post, you can redo the same post and just put winner across it, and then be sure to now announce the person's name and thank everyone for entering, and let them know that you'll be doing another one soon, because that's another reason that people may follow you and keep track of your business, is if they think that you're, doing these things regularly.
And I also heard maybe putting in if they have to pay for shipping or anything, because if they were to win and they didn't know that they had to pay to have the item shipped to them, it left some disgruntled contest people. So I think that's
All
another
right,
thing to put in there.
for sure.
Okay, Instagram stories. I know these are kind of new. I've actually never done an Instagram story before, so I'm really interested. How does this work for business, Stephanie?
I am obsessed with Instagram stories. This is my new favorite marketing basically strategy for businesses that you can, it's like Snapchat. I'll kind of give you a little brief background on how Instagram stories came to be. Facebook tried their hardest a year and a half ago to go and buy Snapchat. Well, Snapchat refused. They would not buy it. And I'm talking they offered up a crazy amount of money, more than what Snapchat was worth. Well, the Snapchat owners said, no, no, we're doing just fine on our own. We're going to keep our app and you go on your way. Well, what Facebook did, as they do best, is they went in and they already owned Instagram. So they started to turn Instagram and use a lot of Snapchat features on Instagram. And probably a good way that they did this is they probably pulled people out of the Snapchat, off of their employee list and learned how to do this, or they probably already have all of their people who are qualified to do this in the back. So if you've ever used Snapchat, Snapchat is live videos. Live videos or live photos. You cannot post to Snapchat. Well, Instagram is the best of both worlds now. So you can go in and you can post something that's live directly from your business. Let's say you have an event going on, or you have a sale happening, or something that is noteworthy for your business. You can take a photo of that, or you can take a video of it, basically the same as Facebook Live. And what you're going to do is you'll post it in your stories, and you kind of see a little bit of an options here on how people are doing it, and they're getting more and more creative on ways to let marketers do this in Instagram. But you make it colorful, you do a good photo, take a good photo. Then you have all of these options to get in there, and you can add text, you can add other images, you can put arrows and GIFs, you can put your own logo, you can do all kinds of stuff in your stories now. So this is just another way to advertise with a creative, mindset to your followers. So they are, and what they're doing, and I'll kind of give you a little brief. If you don't use Instagram, what you do is whenever you log in, you'll now see a little circle at the top, and that's everyone's stories. So you can get in there and you'll watch your favorite businesses, watch your favorite people, which is another great thing about social media. In between, your best friends and your parents' photos, you're seeing business photos. So it doesn't feel like you're being sold to necessarily. It feels like you're just being social and just kind of at the same time you're being sold to. And this is a great new feature that Instagram has now.
And these only last 24 hours, right?
Right. They're up for 24 hours and then they're gone. And you can add, some people, I will say, don't get too crazy with it. Don't go in there and post 30 of them, because people don't want to have to keep clicking through 30 videos. But you can post, 2 or 3 a day, and it just gives people a little behind the scenes from your business.
Awesome. And that kind of gets us on to the next topic, because I'm sure if you've been on Instagram, you see a lot of the people that are doing Instagram stories are these influencers. So what is an Instagram influencer?
Influencers have taken over the entire business world for the last, I want to say, probably 4 or 5 years. It's been huge. For every single type of business these days, you can find an influencer. But the main key here is word of mouth marketing is back with a bang. I mean, it's huge. It is now, they're predicting word of mouth marketing next year is going to be the best way to get new customers. And that is because of influencers. You've got people who are using your product and they are visiting your store and they're taking photos while they're there, or they're taking photos with your product when it gets shipped to them, or if you have a service and they've used your service and they brag about it on Instagram. That's what an influencer is. And why they call them that is because they're influencing Instagram followers to use your business, pretty much. So the biggest thing here is the more followers an influencer has, the better. So if you have someone in your area that has thousands of followers, you obviously want them to come and, visit your business, eat at your restaurant, shop at your boutique, whatever your business may be. Get in there, get them in there, get them to post a photo. A lot of ways that businesses do this is they'll offer maybe a discount, 10% discount if you have a certain amount of followers on Instagram. And people are very happy to do this. They're helping local businesses while getting a discount with their business. But it's a big thing on Instagram nowadays to have influencers helping with your business.
Yeah. And a lot of times you'll see them, movie stars kind of do it somewhat, but I know we have like local influencers here in Charlotte that are well known. They try out all the new restaurants, they try out all of the new boutiques, the new activities here. And if we're following them, then we want to go and try that stuff too.
Right.
Okay, so I think at this point, Stephanie is going to be giving away a free Instagram report. So we did this for our Facebook report a few months ago for our Facebook webinar, but it's a chance for her to go through and look at your Instagram if you have one and help you figure out how it can be improved to really get more followers, to get more sales, to get more people coming into your store, to get more comments. And if they don't have an Instagram, it's something that she would probably do a little consultation, right, Stephanie, to go over the steps of what they would need to do?
Yes, definitely. I'd love to get a conversation going with anybody who has an interest in it, because I am a big believer in Instagram marketing, and it's simply getting bigger and bigger every few months. So it's something you definitely want to get involved with.
Absolutely. And so what you can do is you can send an email. We'll have one going out tomorrow with the recording, but you can also shoot us over an email at events@askbis.com if you want to claim your free Instagram report, and Stephanie will go over it with you and meet with you and really help to set your Instagram marketing off right. So right now I'm going to go ahead and open it up to questions. I know we had one or two come in, and let's see here. This one says, should you post the same information on Instagram as you do on Facebook at the same time?
You want your branding to obviously match on those social channels, but things like hashtags are more searchable on Instagram. So let's say your business has a hashtag, you definitely want to put that in your bio on Instagram. But as far as everything else, yeah, I mean, I would suggest making sure, I'm assuming you're talking about your bio and the actual post going out every day. But as far as daily posts go, I would suggest putting it out on both, even if you wanted to do a couple of hours in between each post. But get it out there. You're getting more viewers, the better.
Okay, and how do you do a boosted post on Instagram?
It is going to be basically the same way on Facebook. And if you have questions about any of it, I'm definitely available to answer any of those. But if you're on Instagram and you're a business profile, it'll ask you if you want to boost that post. And you're going to do the same way that you would maybe on Instagram, is getting there. You're going to get in there and pick out which area you want to contact or target, and maybe an age group. You can target people by all kinds of different ways. Hashtags are a big one on Instagram, but basically as far as making an ad on Instagram, it is very user friendly. So if you have a business profile and you want to create a new ad, you'll click on one of your photos and then just kind of look at the bottom and it'll give you some options.
Okay, and we had another question come in. What if your business is restricted by HIPAA provisions? Is Instagram not a good fit? I'm guessing they're probably a medical office or a dental office.
That would be a careful one. I mean, as far as getting people through on your website and signing up for different things, you're probably going to have a lot more difficulty on that as far as the links go and keeping the safety of potential customers. But that's something that I would actually have to do a little more research on. But there are doctors and different doctors' offices and surgeons' offices. They're all over Instagram. These are actually huge ways that they get new business. And so I guarantee you there are ways around the HIPAA regulations on whether or not they can or cannot be on Instagram.
And I know this too. Like I said, when I moved to Charlotte, I had to find new doctors, new dentists, new everything. And so it was nice to see like dental offices. There were some that were really hip that had some really great, had a really great office when you went inside. There's, some that had good giveaways like a Sonicare toothbrush, um, different things like that that really actually made me book with them because I didn't know where to get started. And if I saw that their Instagram, they were constantly posting and showing the inside of the office, and I could see right then and there it was clean, it was good, it looked like they had a nice staff. It did make me book with them. I actually had that here in Charlotte. I booked one. It was super cool. It was in the top of a huge building, and you overlook down on Uptown. But I wouldn't have seen that without their Instagram.
And another thing to mention here too, Facebook's gotten really strict on what type of photos can be ads on Facebook. Instagram does not have those rules. So like right now on Facebook, if you have a smiling face with really pretty teeth from a dentist office, you cannot make that an ad on Facebook, but you can make it an ad on Instagram. So just kind of or let's say it's an orthodontic, or even a gym. Gyms are another one. It's six-pack abs, however. But going back to the HIPAA thing, if your business is health related, a lot of that cannot be made an ad on Facebook nowadays, but it can be on Instagram. So that's another good reason to be on there.
Yeah, I think one of the things you just have to be careful of is posting, getting permission before you post pictures of your customers, probably written permission. You wouldn't want to take any shots of people in chairs unless you have that permission. And then if anyone says, hey, we love your dental office or anything, there's ways about commenting that you're not allowed to acknowledge that they're a customer. You can say thanks, but you can't say, like, thanks for being a client. So there are certain HIPAA rules on acknowledging
Yeah, yeah,
them as a customer. But that's
definitely.
kind of the same in Google reviews and Facebook and everything else. Right, Stephanie?
Right, right.
Yeah. So, okay, if we have no other questions, then I just want to say thank you so much for everyone taking your time out today. We know how busy you are. So, thank you for joining. And Stephanie, thank you for such good information on Instagram. I didn't know half of that. So, that was really enlightening.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, bye, y'all. Have a great day.